So I made it here to Edwinn Watts in Tampa to check out the brand new P770s from Taylormade. These things look very sweet and I can't wait to take them for a few shots. There's a whole lot to like about the all-new P770 irons from Taylormade on paper. They're an absolutely stunning design from an aesthetic perspective. These are pretty much as sexy as a piece of forged steel can get. But as I've said before, and I will echo again here, we don't buy golf clubs for looks alone. It's not a stretch to say that I loved the Taylormade P790s. The most recent iteration is long and strong. Yes, they jacked those lofts a bit, but who doesn't these days? The hollow body design gives great feel, a bit more forgiveness over a traditional build, and the distance increase to make any mid-handicapper want to switch from a single piece design. My only real negative to those clubs were that they were a little on the chunky side, something I can get over pretty easily when I sign my name to a scorecard that's a few shots lower. So when I heard that Taylormade had created an updated version with a smaller profile, more playability, and workability, I jumped at the chance to test them out. This might just be the perfect set I've been waiting for. Taylormade's website claims these clubs offer explosive distance. Yeah, I'll take some of that. It's a result of their forged hollow body design. The forging process offering that buttery smooth feel that players prefer, and the hollow body allowing the opportunity to strategically place some tungsten weighting and other game improvement features. Look at that, it's like they built a trampoline inside the face. Taylormade calls this a speed pocket. By the shape of it, I'd say you need to be fairly consistent with your center strikes to take full advantage of it. Now, unlike tour players, my strikes are often less than perfectly center. Taylormade thought of that too, so they fitted the P770s with progressive inverted cone technology. Sounds fancy, right? Taylormade says that engineers strategically positioned this ICT in each iron to improve accuracy and protect off-center ball speed. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Like their older siblings, the P790s, these new Taylormade P770s also pack in that patented speed foam. I assume this is just a fancy sounding way to fill up the hollow body with a lightweight mass, but when I phoned Taylormade for comment, they surprisingly didn't take my call.
Let me see what I can do. I'll get back to you.
These clubs come stock with KBS Tour shafts, my favorite shafts that I've played. The website only lists stiff and extra stiff options though, further proving these clubs are meant for players with faster than average swing speed. Once I had the clubs in hand, I was surprised that the top line of the P770s seemed every bit as chunky as the P790s. In fact, the two sets seemed very similar apart from the rear and a little bit of the face length. I'm sure if I pulled down a ruler we'd see the 770s are slightly smaller, but for practical purposes they seemed more similar than different in terms of overall mass, at least to me. So now on to the actual testing. On this day I took my Mizuno MP20 HMBs along to give a baseline. Those are also hollow bodied design and game improving clubs. Then I tested the P790s and finally the Taylormade P770s. The P790s were a touch longer than my Mizunos, but the dispersion was not quite as good and they lacked a bit of the spin I like. All right, we're switching over to the new P770. Let's give this one a shot. Now with the 770s, I found a big drop off in distance, almost a full club's worth. So they seem to be a little bit straighter, but I would say they're a little bit shorter, on the shorter side. That, I gotta say, was shocking. Certainly a far cry from explosive. I must say I was a bit disappointed in that regard. What the P770s did have going for them was that they were remarkably consistent. My dispersion was fantastically tight. The distance was consistent too, each shot landing within a couple yards of each other, at least virtually on that simulator. I gotta say, I was impressed with those results.
No, I get greater than that. It's only 240.
They were also extremely workable. I could fade and draw the ball with ease, and that's something that lower handicap players will really appreciate as they try to work the ball into different green complexes. So it's time for my verdict. All in all, there's a lot to like about them. But as someone with middle-of-the-road swing speed, they just seem to lack the punch that I need. Now, for a low handicapper who consistently makes good contact and has a bit more MPH behind them, they're going to love the consistency, feel, and workability that Taylormade put into these P770s. They're absolutely great clubs for low handicappers, and if you have them, you should be proud. These just aren't for me. I'll keep my Mizunos for now, but I'll keep searching for the perfect club. Hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please do hit that subscribe button. Check out some of our other golf club reviews here on the channel. I'll leave some links below, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.